In Washington, D.C., the pharmaceutical lobby, otherwise known as Big Pharma, wields a big stick in terms of its influence on Capitol Hill. Adam Andrzejewski is CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, and he's been following this closely. Here's a look. Adam Andrzejewski, thank you so much for joining us in the Capitol Report.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Adam, you recently wrote an article where you claim to uncover a close relationship between pharmaceutical companies and the NIH and their scientists and what you're calling royalty payments that are being made. Please tell us exactly what you uncovered here.
Well, we believe that transparency is transformational and can revolutionize United States public policy and politics. And I know of no better example and where to start than the National Institutes of Health. We just uncovered a royalty payment stream that previously has been hidden from the people, the press, the pundits, from the politicians. And over a decade, we estimate that royalty stream at the National Institutes of Health adds up to $350 million. These are royalty payments from third-party payers, think pharmaceutical companies, back to the agency and 1,700 of its scientists. And every single one of those payments could be a potential conflict of interest.
So, Adam, what exactly does this mean from an ethics standpoint? And if there is a conflict of interest, where does that lie?
Well, it could be pay to play. It could be greenlighting pharmaceutical drugs because you have a financial interest in them. The last time this third-party paid royalty database at NIH had sunshine was 2005. The Associated Press filed a Freedom of Information Act request and got the entire database. Within that database, they found, and it was a scandal, that Dr. Anthony Fauci had been receiving royalties. He's the head of his institute at the National Institutes of Health. The drug, an experimental AIDS drug, had been funded to the tune of $36 million of taxpayer money. So was this drug, all the different pay-to-pay questions and ethical questions came to the forefront regarding Dr. Anthony Fauci. And he admitted that it is a potential conflict of interest and that he was concerned about it. And he also said that he was on a forward basis going to donate those royalties to charity. But obviously, over the last 17 years, the issue disappeared from the public eye, and nobody knows if he actually donated those either.
Adam, you said that Fauci continues to receive NIH-approved perks without a lot of accountability in your article. You gave an example that in February of 2021, Fauci received a $1 million prize from a foundation in Israel. What types of questions might this raise?
Well, is Dr. Anthony Fauci operating in a public interest, or is he operating in his own special interest? In regards to the $1 million prize from the Dan David Foundation in Israel, it was given specifically to Dr. Anthony Fauci and approved by the National Institutes of Health for the reason of, quote unquote, speaking truth to power during the Trump administration. Now, we have reviewed a very basic job description provided by NIH on Dr. Anthony Fauci's position as director. And nowhere in there is public affairs. And the law since 1913, it's called the Gillette Amendment, specifically bars the propagandist, the federal bureaucrat that is engaged in propaganda. And so does this admission violate the Gillette Amendment? And there needs to be a legal opinion on it.
I mean, to your point, we know Washington, D.C., the money is washed in obscure ways. When you have extremely powerful health officials potentially being paid large amounts of money, does it raise questions of who might be behind the money and what their intentions are?
Well, absolutely. And that's why in this $350 million decades long database of royalty payments from third parties, we need a lot more transparency. I'm going to give you two examples. Although we know the top line numbers in this database, and we know the scientists' names like Anthony Fauci, like Francis Collins, the former director of NIH, those folks receiving the royalties. We know 1,700 scientists receive those royalties. We actually don't know the individual amounts paid to those scientists because they were redacted, erased. We also don't know the name of the third-party payer, think pharmaceutical company, that paid the royalties because the name of the payer has been erased and redacted as well.
Adam Andrzejewski, thank you.
Thank you.